Many thanks for joining Aso Briefing for today. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe. Our top stories. President Tinubu reassures North of inclusive development. FCTA screens over 250 intending pilgrims for 2025 Holy Journey. And on business, NAPC Chief Executive Officer unveils cashew processors directory, highlights significant contribution to nation's non-oil revenue. You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, we are on channel 38. Now we go ahead with all our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitments to equitable development across all regions, saying no part of the country will be left behind. He gave the assurance in Kaduna during a two-day interactive session and government citizens engagement organized by the Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. President Tinubu said ministers' engagement at the event would present facts showing the North is not neglected. He highlighted achievements under the Renewed Hope agenda in areas such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, security, and agriculture. Northern governors pledged their support, while National Security Advisor Malham Nuhu Ribadu said security in the region had improved with reduced Boko Haram and banditry activities. However, former SGF Babache Lawal and ACF Board Chair Alhaji Bashir Dalhatu backed Dr. Rabi Kwankwaso's claim that the North was being marginalized in infrastructure development. President Tinubu also noted that bold economic reforms had been implemented, including exchange rate unification and debt restructuring to stabilize and grow the economy. President Bola Tinubu has announced automatic employment, full scholarships up to doctorate level, and cash awards of 250,000 naira each for 210 former National Youth Service Corps members who served between 2020 and 2023. The beneficiaries include 200 individuals recognized for outstanding service and 10 who sustained life-altering injuries during their service year. He directed the head of the Civil Service and the Federal Civil Service Commission to begin immediate recruitment of the awardees into the Federal Civil Service. The announcement was made during the 2025 President's NYSC Honors Award ceremony held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Represented by Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Mrs. Nkiruka Onyejocha, President Tinubu praised the NYSC scheme established in 1973 by General Yakubu Gowon for its role in national development and unity over the past 52 years. President Tinubu emphasized the invaluable contributions of core members in sectors such as education, agriculture, and healthcare. He reaffirmed his administration's support for the NYSC and its role in fostering national integration. NYSC Director General Brigadier General Olakule Nafiu described the Honors Award as a tribute to excellence, sacrifice, and national service. The ceremony drew dignitaries from across the country, including former NYSC leaders and top government officials. Over 250 intending Christian pilgrims have been screened by the FCT Christian Pilgrims Welfare Board ahead of the 2025 pilgrimage. Director of the board, Gloria Dandam, said the screening ensures that all participants meet spiritual, medical, and administrative requirements. She added that the process promotes discipline, unity, and moral uprightness. She noted that the checks cover medical status, documentation, and faith-based assessments to uphold the integrity of the journey.
Pilgrims actually go for spiritual exercise. So when they come back, we believe we shall have a better society. Because people have gone to pray, to know all their monuments, to follow where Christ stepped. So when they come back, we believe there will be better citizens. So that will actually affect Nigeria in making us better people. Because if we're spiritual, at least half of our problems in the country is solved.
Okay,
Representing the NCPC, Executive Secretary Bishop Stephen Adegbite, a Principal Planning Officer Baba Amegwa, described the pilgrimage as a spiritual exercise and urged pilgrims to represent Nigeria well abroad. Some intending pilgrims said they expect the experience to deepen their faith by bringing biblical stories to life. The Senate Committee on Public Accounts, chaired by Senator Aliu Wadada Aliu, has given the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited a 3-week deadline to respond to queries regarding an alleged 210 trillion naira unaccounted for amount rising from audit reports between 2017 and 2023. The amount consists of roughly 103 trillion in liabilities, accrued expenses, and 107 trillion in assets receivable, all needing detailed explanation and accountability. The committee clarified that 210 trillion is not missing or stolen but remains unaccounted for, explaining the need for the NNPCL to clarify the discrepancies in their financial statements, which have raised serious governance and transparency concerns.
Looking at the audited financial statement, under accrued expenses, like I said, the 3 items presented in that book or in that report or in that statement that made up the accrued expenses, of course, liabilities, 103 trillion were or are still 3 items. Retention fee, legal fees, and auditor fees. And why we said the figure is not acceptable to us, no figure was allocated to any of these 3 items. Retention fee, we all know, is 5% of contract sum, total contract sum. So if your liabilities are 103 trillion and they all come under 3 items, retention fee, legal fees, and auditor's fee. So what was paid for the retention? No figure was mentioned. No contract was mentioned. So the retention was for what? I mean, we're just trying to broaden the scope of your understanding of it. And
the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Engineer Bayo Ojulari, apologized for previous failures to appear before the committee and requested additional time to thoroughly address the 19 queries raised due to complexities involved. This 3-week extension follows earlier deadlines, including a 10-day ultimatum earlier in June and July 2025, which NNPCL had requested extensions beyond, citing management threats and the management retreats and the need for more time to gather evidence.
Your continuous understanding that you've got me in a significant and very huge national assignment, which I've been grappling with production, Mr. Chairman, sir, which we all need for prosperity. I've been running around everywhere trying to look for how to make sure that we arrest the decline. And now that I'm aware of this issue and also the explanation you've just given now, it changes my own perspective completely in terms of what the real focus and what the real concern is. And I would like to plead with you, Mr. Chairman, sir, and the senators, to please give me some time to quick look into this specific perspective that you have given. Personally, I need to understand that the CEO, I need to understand these issues myself so that I can ensure appropriate representations whenever we have to appear before you. I will also make a plea, Mr. Chairman, sir. The technicalities of these details, if you could permit me to ensure that at least I have a crack team of about 3 to 4 people specifically to dig into these questions. I was asking my CFO if he has a copy, because I don't think, no matter how much we try, that we can give you satisfactory response on those questions right now. But if we can allow us to have the team with us, and if they're able to work with any group you think appropriate, at least get the detail properly reconciled. If you can give us that privilege, Mr. Chairman, that would be very much appreciated. Comment around the external auditors. I think today, and you probably right. Part of it was my fault because I still think there are some questions we ourselves need to ask them, sir. So when I was coming, I asked.
Earlier, before the ruling of the chairman, virtually all members of the committee spoke on the seriousness of the issues at stake, but expressed optimism that the chief executive officer will clear the air on them.
Pause and say that you go away from here today knowing that this exercise, Nigerians are interested in it. Because 210 trillion, when anybody hears it, he may not sleep again for 1 year. And we believe that your presence here will help us to unravel those issues and put the correct perspective to this committee.
The Senate's Public Accounts Committee is focused on ensuring full accountability for about 210 trillion naira unaccounted for in NNPC's audited financial statements from 2017 to 2023. The Senate Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations has strongly condemned a recent protest in Ghana targeting Nigerians. The protest, which was captured in a viral video on social media, saw Ghanaians calling for the expulsion of Nigerians from their country over claims that their behavior was not in line with Ghanaian norms. In a statement from the office of the chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGOs at National Assembly said the committee urged both Nigerians and Ghanaians to maintain their long-standing bond of friendship, mutual respect and regional cooperation. As key members of ECOWAS, the two countries should promote peace, unity and regional integration. The committee commended the swift intervention of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission (NIDCOM) and the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs for their diplomatic handling of the situation. The committee reassured Nigerians living in Ghana that the authorities of both nations are in active communication and have taken proactive steps to manage the situation and protect the rights and welfare of Nigerian citizens, while urging them to remain law-abiding and avoid insightful words, promoting peace and harmony instead. The chairman of the House of Representatives Northwest Center Zone B Subcommittee on Constitutional Review, Mr. Sada Soli, has urged the states in the zone, Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara, to be bold to speak and shape the future of Nigeria's democracy, emphasizing that the 2025 constitutional review process is the most comprehensive and people-centered in Nigeria's history. He said the constitutional review process belongs to the people and would reflect their hope and aspirations. Mr. Soli, speaking at the Northwest Zonal Public Hearing in Sokoto, and said Nigerians are the true authors of the nation's next constitutional chapter. He urged the continued public vigilance as the bills move to the National Assembly and eventually to the state houses of assembly. Presenting their recommendations to the committee, the assemblies of the three Northwest states, in collaboration with the civil society organizations and local government chairmen, highlighted the urgent need for the creation of additional states. They argued that the additional states would enable more effective policing and help tackle the persistent insecurity, underdevelopment, and social ills plaguing the region. Now, the chairman of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Danladi Chia, has called on aggrieved members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, to put aside their differences and work together for the party's success in the upcoming FCT Area Council elections. He made this appeal during the swearing-in ceremony of the new supervisory councillors and special assistants in Kwali. Our correspondent, Abdullah Mukhtar, completes the story.
The ceremony, attended by hundreds of well-wishers, friends and relatives, saw Barrister Ibrahim Alkali, Chief Magistrate, administer the oath of office to the newly appointed officials. Mr. Danladi Chia, Chairman of Kwali Area Council, explained that the appointments were made to fill the gaps left by some political appointees who resigned to contest in the last FCT APC primaries.
So since it's a democratic setting, we need people that will have to fill in and then make sure that vacuums are filled, so that there will be transparency, there will be check and balances, and there will be democratical spread across the 10 political world.
As the FCT chapter chairman of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, Mr. Dalladichia emphasized that despite the limited time, the new supervisory councillors could still make a significant impact on the council's development. He urged aggrieved party members to put aside their differences and come together to move the council forward, reminding them that party is supreme and that APC is for all of them.
You can't fight the party. It's not possible. Let us not deceive ourselves. So I'm calling on all Nigerians, particularly those in Kwalera Council that have contested the election. And today is not their time. They should please come back home. Let's join hands together for this APC to grow. If you decide to be whatever you want to be, fine. The field is open. It's widely open that everybody can go and play his game. But as a teaching chairman, I would tell them, let them come back. Because APC is for all of us.
The new supervisory councillor for works and infrastructural development, Honorable Abdullahi Aso Kaura, spoke on behalf of other appointees, followed by goodwill messages.
Kwalera Council is for all. We must put our heads together to ensure that we make it greater.
Today, you've been sworn in as supervisory councillors of the most sensitive departments: works, education, health. All of this, he will be needing your advices, but most importantly, you know that you represent him in your various wards.
If you go to any local education authority, Kwali, I think there is none like it in the whole of FCT.
Your experience as a grassroots politicians, you are acquainted with the terrain of the politics of Kwalera Council.
Earlier, a minute's silence was observed in honor of former President Muhammadu Buhari, and the ceremony also celebrated the nation's Super Falcons for winning the 10th Nation Cup in Morocco. Abdullahi Mukhtar, Aso Television News.
Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has signed a major development agreement with MAG International Links Limited to kickstart City Walk Abuja, a new urban project expected to transform the Abuja skyline. The initiative, modeled after Dubai's City Walk, is being positioned as the capital's flagship private sector-led investment. Our correspondent, Usman Katun Umar, tells us more.
In a move aimed at redefining Abuja's urban infrastructure, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwonye Somwike, on Wednesday unveiled City Walk Abuja, a mixed-use development expected to inject new energy into the city's real estate landscape. The project will occupy over 200 hectares within the Abuja Technology Village corridor and will combine residential, retail, medical, hospitality and office spaces in one integrated enclave. At the formal agreement signing with MAG International Links Limited, Barrister Wike sent a clear message that speculative landholding in the FCT is over.
We have been subject to litigation of so many lands, leases given, nothing happens. But let the world know that pattern has changed. For us to give you land today that you want to develop or you want to invest, you must sign an agreement with the FCT that these are the timelines. If not, we will not do that again.
The minister said foundation work must begin by August and the first phase of the project must be completed by May 2026, aligning with the third anniversary of President Tinubu's administration. He assured that the project would be closely monitored and all bureaucratic bottlenecks dismantled to guarantee swift execution.
If anybody has gone to Dubai and have seen the Dubai City Walk, there's no way you will not appreciate and encourage investors to please come, that we are willing to work with them. The whole essence of the new agenda is not only to bring investors, but also to create employment for our people. And I did direct that I was going to chair this so that they will know the seriousness we attach to this. and I wish to say that they have submitted their drawings, and their drawings have been approved, and their CFO is ready. But we have to sign an agreement that if you don't comply within so and so time, then we have the right to revoke.
Responding, Executive Director of MAG International Links, Dr. Kasim Gidadu, described the project as the company's most ambitious investment in Nigeria yet. He praised the minister's political will and said the City Walk Abuja would attract significant foreign investment, particularly from the Gulf region.
Investors are all geared towards the interaction we've had with investors in Dubai and other parts of the Gulf region. They are all keen in trying to engage with the development of Abuja City. And the Abuja City Walk is not just going to replicate what we have seen in Dubai, sir. We want to make an edge over that. And we're going to also adopt it to suit our cultural and traditional flavor. It's going to include even things like some of the desired aspects of medical facilities that need to be provided in this axis. We believe the City Walk is going to transform Luke Bay area completely. That would trigger a lot of regeneration.
The FCTA says the project will also help generate jobs, boost investor confidence, and serve as a critical pillar of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Usman Khatun Umar, Aso Television News.
The National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency has urged Muslim clerics in Abuja and surrounding communities to educate their congregations with accurate, science-based information on genetically modified organisms, GMOs, to dispel fear and counter growing misinformation. Director General of the agency, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa, made the call during a sensitization workshop on genetically modified organisms and their products for the Islamic community in Abuja. The event is designed to deepen understanding of how agricultural biotechnology aligns with the broader objectives of Sharia, particularly the preservation of life, health, and dignity, and also provide a platform for clerics to raise concerns and ask critical questions. Professor Abdullahi Mustafa said the initiative was timely, noting that aligning scientific evidence with faith-based values could foster public trust and challenge long-held myths.
We need to work hard in terms of providing food for and to provide food information. We need to use science and technology. And to use science and technology, we need to give an insight of what is going on to produce what for the farmers to use. And that is the reason why we carry each and every one along. This is science communication. We do it with different categories of people. We carry legislators, judiciaries, traditional rulers.
Dr. Rose Gidado, Director of Agricultural Biotechnology at the agency, said gene editing is one way that biotechnology helps crops adapt to climate change. He added that the innovation improves real yield and fortifies national food security. Participants promised to promote fact-based discussions within religious and grassroots communities in order to close the knowledge gap around biotechnology. Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps has launched a major staff promotion exercise involving over 2,000 officers and marshals across its 12 zonal commands. A statement by the FRSC Public Education Officer, Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogunmide, said the initiative, described as one of the most significant in the Corps' history, is aimed at reinforcing staff welfare, professional development, and institutional excellence. According to the statement, Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed emphasized the importance of a motivated workforce and has backed the promotion wave with broader welfare reforms, including improved training and working conditions, transparent assessment, and housing initiatives. He reiterated his resolve to build a professional, highly motivated, and people-centered corps capable of delivering world-class road safety management in line with the international standards. The statement added that the move has boosted morale within the corps and is seen as a shift towards a more professional and people-centered organization. It noted that the promotion exercise, designed to be transparent and merit-based, reflects a broader vision to build a world-class road safety agency in line with global standards. Rotary International District 9127 has joined the world to eradicate hepatitis by immunizing over 100 Fulani members in a community near Base University. Our correspondent, Topsy Gimba, tells us more. Now to business. Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, NEPC, has highlighted huge contribution of cashew industry to non-oil export revenue of the nation, while urging citizens to seize the opportunity to improving their living standard as well as creating wealth. Mrs. Ayeni made the call in Abuja during the official launch of the Cashew Processors Directory, saying it offers valuable insight into market trend, production hubs, and key players within Nigeria cashew ecosystem. Our business correspondent, Ile Imeje, tells us more. We sincerely apologize for bringing that report in our subsequent bulletin. And that does it all on the news at this hour. Many thanks for watching. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe.